have seen a lot of people who have written erotica, both male and female. They have adopted a pen name.
Right.
I was always never in favor of
Right.
this. I was always against it. Why should I write with a pen name? Why do I have to hide it? Either I do something or I don't do. If I'm doing something, तो मैं अपने नाम से करूँगी ना. Let people know. Is it your personal experience? Have you experienced this, that? So this was very weird. A writer can imagine anything in
of
towards
course.
any direction.
Right.
So if you are saying this is your personal experience, then you can put up this question to a murder mystery writer also. कि आपने कोई murder किया है? Murder करके आए हो?
Correct.
I mean, this is ridiculous. I'm very proud of this because I have written something which will give a feel-good factor
Correct.
to every reader of mine.
A novel like 50 Shades of Grey, which was like a worldwide sensation, I didn't notice that there was such a taboo thing associated with it. Rather, it became a symbol of pride, someone carrying it in the metro or any public place. So, how do you see this? If same genre of foreign writer writes, that too with very intense romance and erotica, is a symbol of status or pride. But on the other hand, when Indian author, especially women, writes, that's a taboo, and I have to answer, to people, like, okay, why did you write this? And
We are still living in that colonial mindset.
Right.
छाप भी रहे हो, publish भी कर रहे हो, और आप as a reader उसे पढ़ भी रहे हो in a paperback form.
yes,
So basically, Neera Arya was a freedom fighter. She was a close associate of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. He was one of the spies, and she
Yes.
is called the first female
Female.
spy of Indian National Army.
yes,
And then there is another woman whom I have met. She's in Bombay and she has a very inspiring life journey. वो है भारत की पहली महिला प्राइवेट डिटेक्टिव रजनी पंडित. आपने वो शोले मूवी में द आइकॉनिक बॉलीवुड मूवी जिसमें हेमा मालिनी टांगा चला रही है एंड शी डज एन एक्शन सीन. शी सेज चल धन्नो आज तेरी बसंती की इज्जत का सवाल है. तो वो टांगे का पहिया खुल के गिर जाता है एंड देन शी डज सम एक्शन सीन. सो बेसिकली शी इज नॉट हेमा मालिनी, शी इज रेशमा पठान.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Kitabi Baatein. I'm Abhishek, also known as Books Wale Bhaiya. My guest today is author Kamini Kusum, a doctorate in management, one with 15 years of corporate experience, and now as an author, she is bringing up the voices of women. Kamini, it's a pleasure to have you on Kitabi Baatein.
Thank you so much, Abhishek.
Thanks. So, Kamini, we'll talk about your books, of course, but as I went through your profile, I realized you are an MBA, you hold a doctorate in management, you have been writing different stories about women, which are largely women-centric, but you're writing different genres, from erotica to autobiographical accounts. So, wanted to ask, in one life, you are living many lives. एक जीवन में आप बहुत से जिंदगी जी रही हैं. How do you see that?
Actually, I feel, very privileged. And thanks to God that He brought me finally, in this profession, which is my passion, of course. And I can write about multiple characters and something which is close to my heart, writing about strong women. So definitely in every book, I get to live different lives.
Right.
And yes, writing every book is a journey, experience for me. So yes, I'm very happy and look forward to creating more such, characters.
Right. So you've been writing since past couple of years, and along with that you had a corporate stint as well with one of the IT companies. How and when did this passion for writing came in that you decided to move full time into writing?
So see, basically, I was a voracious reader right from my childhood.
Right.
I used to read a lot of comics. Actually, I started with comics when I was in standard 2 only.
Okay.
So like Nagraj, Super Commander Dhruv and all these things. So gradually I started reading a lot of other things and then graduated to Mills and Boons.
Okay.
Like in those teenage days, I still remember. So warring, novels, books. So this is how it started. And I used to write a little bit about, different things for my school, say, literary function. And then I used to write my diary also. So that writing kida was always there in me. So I remember that was the time when I was working in HCL.
Okay.
And there is a very interesting incident, and I would thank HCL for that. The credit goes to them for bringing me in this writing field. So actually, the HR had organized a competition, a short motivational story writing competition.
Okay.
And they sent out a mail to worldwide HCL employees. That time I remember there were more than 1 lakh employees in HCL. So they sent out a mail. I thought that it's hardly 2,500 story they are demanding. So why should I not write something? And writing inspirational and motivational things is something very core to my heart.
Right.
So I wrote a story, and that was based on a true account of one of my friends. She has a very challenging, inspiring life. I wrote about her, short, motivational, with a little twist, giving the fiction, bringing the fiction part, and I sent that story. I mean, I never thought. Fortunately, luckily, it was just at the best story of all the nominations they got, and the HR sent out a mail to all the employees worldwide with the winner, and I started getting a lot of messages in my inbox. I was flooded with messages.
Right.
Ki, is this a fictional story or is this a true account? I mean, when people started asking me so much, I thought that kuch to hai.
Right.
There is something that if I am able to motivate someone through my story, then why should I not think about writing?
Correct.
So from that time only I started writing, and I came out with a book in 2016. So that was my first book, Secret Sins and Struggle. So it was a collection of stories, 5 stories based on 5 female central lead,
Right.
and all inspired from some different real life characters. So that was actually a self-published book that time, because I didn't have any idea about self-publishing or traditional publishing. But later on, I mean, I was again lucky. That book was taken by Srishti and it was republished as traditional publishing. So that is how my journey started.
So in HCL it happened, it was the birth of Kamini as a writer.
Yes.
And you brought your first book about 9 years ago. It's almost a decade in writing.
Yeah.
How are the initial challenges in getting published when you did not have a pedigree or a track record to speak of?
Yeah, actually, see, I didn't know anything about publishing. I was a reader. I used to read a lot of books from different publishing house. But when it came to publishing, I had zero knowledge. कुछ नहीं पता था मुझे. So that is the reason when I first completed my manuscript, I knew about some publishers, but I didn't know what is traditional publishing and self-publishing. Someone told me कि this is one publishing house, they are good, आप इससे करवा लो. They will take some money and then they will do that. So I didn't know कि क्या होता है, what is the process and how all they do. So I agreed. I didn't even try anywhere else. मैंने किसी को भी, I didn't send the manuscript to any publisher, any traditional publisher. Somebody referred me and got it published. So, but then gradually I realized I don't differentiate between, self-publishing or traditional publishing, because, there are a lot of people, lot of good writers, renowned writers who have started with self-publishing. So I won't get into that, what is good or bad. It all depends.
Right.
But yes, since I didn't know anything, I realized that there is something called, traditional publishing, and they assist the writers also in marketing and everything. So gradually, with passing time, I got to know everything. And then with the next book, when I wrote my next book, I sent out the manuscript to a lot of publishers.
Right.
And then from there on, the traditional publishing journey started.
Right.
So yes, I learned a lot of things. I didn't know how marketing can be done, because writing a book is just one part.
Correct.
And then promoting the book, bringing a visibility, building a brand as an author.
Completely different ball game. Correct.
Completely different ball game. So I have learned over the years, still learning. So the learning will go on with every book I write.
Of course. So आपने in 9 years have written many books. Any particular reason you chose to write women-centric books? And that through different genres about which we'll come. But any particular reason you chose to raise the voices, bring up the voices of women?
Honestly speaking, I never realized it till my 2-3 books. But when I started giving interviews, people notice, my readers notice, and then they started asking me why women-centric, why females lead in all your books. Then I started thinking कि ऐसा क्यों, मैंने ऐसा ही क्यों लिखा, male-centric भी तो हो सकता था.
Correct.
But then I realized maybe that thing is somewhere there in me. it was an inherent thing. It was something natural that came out. And maybe a couple of things. I was always a very strong person from the very beginning. So I am the only child of my parents. So being a female, I always did everything on my own. I had a stand everywhere. So maybe that thing slowly, started coming out in writing. तो वो कहता है ना कि आपकी लेखनी आपकी ही परछाई होती है. तो I realized maybe because I am like that only.
Right.
I love raising voices. And that is the reason I put a little bit of me in all the female characters I create.
Right. So different genres started with erotica first. There are a couple of books you published under erotica genre. Your first books, I think, mostly after the first one, or in that genre. As a lady, as a woman, how difficult it is to write and send this across to publishers and to market such books.
So actually, I started with romantic dramas only. They were not erotica.
Right.
So the initial 4 books were normal romantic drama with thrill, action, and everything. So yes, they had female character.
Right.
After that, I think during COVID, I started writing intense romance.
Right.
And but yes, this is not an out and out erotica, I would say. It was like it has a mix of romance, thrill, action, and again, everything centered around a female
Yes.
character. So I wrote a series in 2020, Difficult Girls.
Yes.
So basically, what had happened that time during COVID, the paperback sales were not doing
not
good.
doing good, yes.
So I started writing short, intense romance. Again, female centric.
Right.
And that sold very good. Like the first series was Difficult Girls. I wrote 10 books in that series. One after every month a book was released. So it was a short collection of thing. So since it sold good, it was published from Shrishti.
Right.
So I am very much thankful to my publisher Shrishti because they have always supported. ऐसा नहीं है कि you don't write this genre, you write this genre. See, basically, if people are reading the content, the story, it means, you can write, it's selling, and
selling,
you can
right.
definitely explore that genre. And since, as I said, the USP of all my books is women-centric character.
Correct.
I loved writing those intense romance because it was the woman who was driving the entire plot, the revenge, the solving a murder. But of course, intense romance it was. So, see, I didn't face as such any problem in that because I had a very supportive publishing house. They understood that this is also a genre of
correct.
literature.
Right.
So we shouldn't take it as a taboo. Ki why you're writing erotica and how will you promote it?
Yes.
How will you come out with it in the in public
Correct.
and market? And see, I have seen a lot of people who have written erotica, both male and female.
Both male and female.
They have adopted a pen name.
Right.
I was always never in favor of
Right.
this. I was always against it. Why should I write with a pen name? Why do I have to hide it? Either I do something or I don't do. If
Right.
I'm doing something, तो मैं अपने नाम से करूंगी ना. Let people know what.
Correct.
So I did face some problems, like some of the readers or maybe different class and kind of people coming to me in my inbox and texting me. Is it your personal experience? Have you experienced this, that? So this was very weird.
Right.
But what all I can say that, see, a writer can imagine anything in
of
towards
course.
any direction.
Right.
So if you are saying this is your personal experience, then you can put up this question to a murder mystery writer also. कि आपने कोई murder किया है? Murder करके आए हो?
Correct.
This is ridiculous.
Right.
So I just don't believe in that. I will write what I feel comfortable in writing.
Yes.
People are reading that. It is also a genre. And let's say proudly, I'm very proud of this because I have written something which will give a feel-good factor
Correct.
to every reader of mine.
That's what you raise the point that it's still kind of a taboo. So two things which even I noticed. One is that a lot of erotic novels or intense romance, as you're saying, they're available in Kindle, and most of the sales I think are done through Kindle because if you have a Kindle or a mobile app, that gives a sense of privacy. You need not show it to others. On the other hand, a novel like 50 Shades of Grey, which is like a worldwide sensation, I didn't notice that there was such a taboo thing associated with it. Rather, it became a symbol of pride, someone carrying it in the metro or any public place. So, how do you see this? If same genre of foreign writer writes, that too with very intense romance and erotica, is a symbol of status or pride. But on the other hand, when Indian author, especially women, writes, that's a taboo, and I have to answer, to people that, okay, why did you write this? And as you said, very weird question I asked you. How do you see this dichotomy?
So see, I tried to analyze this thing, why this happens. We are still living in that colonial mindset.
Right.
I feel so. So, what the question that you said it should be raised, and I raised this question in one of my Hindi novels. I am a bilingual writer. I write in Hindi also. So there is a novel that I have written, Queen.
Right.
So the same thing happens with the main center female protagonist. She writes with a pen name, erotic novels, and she becomes a sensation. And but later on, somehow that secret is out to the world, and then she has to face a lot of backlash from her family also. So that character raises the same question. Maybe I am raising the same question through that character that I have created in my novel. कि आप किसी फॉरेन राइटर की किताब को, से 50 Shades, I have mentioned this thing also, कि आप छाप भी रहे हो, पब्लिश भी कर रहे हो, और आप एज अ रीडर उसे पढ़ भी रहे हो इन अ पेपर बैक फॉर्म. एंड अगर हिंदी और या इंग्लिश या कोई भी अपनी ही भाषा में, इंडिक लैंग्वेज में, अगर वो कोई राइटर, देसी राइटर लिख रहा है, तो आप उसे टैबू समझते हो. उसके ऊपर आप उंगली उठाते हो, उसके कैरेक्टर, उसके चरित्र के ऊपर आप उंगली उठाते हो कि आपने लिखा कैसे है, आपने एक्सपीरियंस किया है ये. दिस इज वेरी रिडिकुलस.
तो इमेजिनेशन वाला पार्ट को शायद नहीं समझेगी, बिकॉज़ राइटर इज ऑल अबाउट इमेजिनेशन, स्पेशली व्हेन इट्स फिक्शन. Correct.
So this thing, people have to come out of their colonial mindset. हम अपने ही राइटर को अगर इतना डिमीन करेंगे, तो how do you think that our literature will come at par with the literature of Western countries?
Correct.
So I don't agree with that. That is the reason I never wrote with a pen name. Let people know that I have written erotica and I'm very proud of it.
So this is important, because मुझे याद आता है, even talking of the novels in 1960s, 70s or 80s, I was talking to some elder people about my passion for reading. और वो ये बताते थे कि हमारे टाइम में नॉवल पढ़ना अच्छा नहीं माना जाता था, तो जो पढ़ते थे वो छुप के पढ़ते थे. एंड दिस वाज एन एरा wherein there was not pure erotica, it was romantic novels, or even any normal fiction, maybe a suspense thriller with some shades of romance here and there. And even then it was considered bad. तो जिन लोगों को शौक था वो भी छुप के पढ़ते थे, और बच्चों को ये कहा जाता था कि आप नहीं पढ़ो, ये गलत है. तो लकीली वी आर डेफिनेटली मूव्ड फ्रॉम दैट पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम कि जहाँ पर एक गलत चीज, नॉवल पढ़ना ही अपने आप में गलत चीज है. बट या डेफिनेटली आई थिंक इन टर्म्स ऑफ मेच्योरिटी ऑफ द ऑडियंस वी स्टिल हैव अ लॉन्ग वे टू गो. बट नाउ एज वी हैव राइटर्स लाइक यू हु आर राइटिंग एंड आर नॉट अशेम्ड अबाउट इट, probably let's hope that the things will change, and this, any genre as a genre, will gain acceptance among the ऑडियंस. कामिनी, अदर देन एरोटिका, आपने जो वुमेन सेंट्रिक की जब हम बात करते हैं, आपने जो अपनी बुक लिखी अबाउट द बायोग्राफी ऑफ 20 वुमेन, सोच से भी आगे, जो हिंदी में हाल ही में आई है, तो पहला एक्चुअली मेरा क्वेश्चन उससे ये भी था कि आप इंग्लिश और हिंदी दोनों में आप एक बहुत कंफर्टेबली आप लिख पाते हैं. हाउ डू यू मैनेज दैट?
सी, हिंदी मेरी मातृभाषा है. आई कम फ्रॉम बिहार, सो I'm not against any language. I equally love English, and I want to know more and more languages, so that is fine. But obviously, एक जो मातृभाषा होती है उससे आपका प्यार हमेशा रहता है. So see, I have been, ठीक है, I studied in an English medium school. Conditioning वैसी हुई. I worked in corporate for several years, where obviously there was English everywhere. So it became like, started writing in English, but at some point of time I realized कि if we start ignoring our own language, तो वो तो कभी चलेगा ही नहीं, कभी नहीं आएगा, लोग भूल जाएंगे धीरे धीरे. And that is where colonial mindset still, that shows it still exists in our minds. So that is the reason I felt कि I think I should also write in my own mother tongue, because उसमें जो expressions आते हैं, उसमें जो भाव आते हैं, it can never come in any other
Any other
language.
language, that's
So it's not just about Hindi. Say a person is writing, a Maharashtrian is writing in Marathi, a Bengali is writing in
Bengali,
his own
right.
language. तो obviously उसमें जो feelings आएगा वो कैसे किसी और language में आ सकता है, नहीं आएगा. So that is the reason I was good in Hindi, very good in Hindi, and so I thought that why not I should write in that, because I feel I'm good in both the languages, and it's high time that I start regarding my own mother tongue also.
जी.
So that is the reason I wrote my first novel, Queen.
Queen.
Yeah. बाकी सोच से भी आगे is the translation of Dare to Shine.
Dare to Shine,
So
yes.
that I have not written. That has been translated.
Translated.
But yes, I do have plans to write more and more books in my own
Own
मातृभाषा,
tongue, yes.
mother tongue.
सोच से भी आगे में डेयर टू शाइन जिसका हिंदी अनुवाद है, आपने 20 ऐसे वुमेन कैरेक्टर्स लिए. सम ऑफ देम आर अनफॉर्चुनेट नॉट अलाइव टुडे. हाउ डिफिकल्ट वाज टू चूज कि मुझे ये 20 ही रखने, बिकॉज आई एम श्योर जब हम बात करते हैं अबाउट वुमेन, और भारत में बहुत सी ऐसी वुमेन है, वीरांगनाएं जैसे हम कहते हैं, जिन्होंने बहुत कुछ लाइफ में अचीव करा है. एक जो मेन सेंट्रिक करियर है वो अडॉप्ट करे हैं, जिसको कहते हैं ब्रेकिंग द ग्लास सीलिंग. तो ऐसे बहुत एग्जाम्पल है. 20 को फाइनलाइज करना आपके लिए कितना आसान है, कितना मुश्किल रहा?
See, I'll tell you how this first transition happened from writing fiction to non-fiction. मैं इतना fiction लिख चुकी थी ना, I told you that I wrote 32 digital books within 3 years of
Yes.
that COVID period. So after that, I was feeling saturated. I wanted to write something very realistic, जिससे रियल लाइफ इंस्पिरेशन मिले, जिससे मैं रिलेट कर सकूं और जिससे हमारे रीडर्स जो हैं वो भी रिलेट कर सकें. सो दैट इज द रीजन आई रिक्वेस्टेड माय पब्लिशिंग हाउस पब्लिशर कि इज इट ओके if I shift my wo and I write some non-fiction and then again a women-centric non-fiction, because that subject is very close to my heart. So thankfully my publishing house suggested, and they only give this concept, why don't you write something about women from different fields,
right.
and you research and then you write about it. So that from that point I started making a list of women who have achieved a lot in their field,
Yes.
both from the present generation, I mean spanning across
Yes.
time,
Time,
history,
correct.
present, everywhere, and from different fields. So I started shortlisting the names, and I just kept one thing in mind, ki let's pick up even those women about whom people don't know, or maybe they might have heard her name, but they don't know actually what contribution
They made
to
yes.
the society.
Society.
So I started hunting, and then I prepared a long list, and then I sent it to my publishing house, and then they helped me shortlist कि आप इनके ऊपर लिखो. So finally I zeroed down on 20 women,
characters.
and they are all from different fields. Some women whom we know, we might be knowing about her journey, but there are a lot of other women about whom many people don't know.
Correct.
And their name, like they are forgotten heroes, So I think it is important for our society to know the contribution of these women, कि उन्होंने अपनी लाइफ में क्या किया है, और इससे हमें इंस्पिरेशन, हमारी आगे आने वाली जनरेशन को भी इंस्पिरेशन मिले.
20 की 20 स्टोरीज बहुत ही इंस्पायरिंग है. अब स्टिल मुझे लगता है कि एक नाम जो हमेशा मेरे साथ रहेगा वो है नीरा आर्या जी का, क्योंकि मेरे लिए बहुत सरप्राइजिंग था उनका नाम, क्योंकि मैंने काफ़ी हिस्ट्री पढ़ी है, स्पेशली इंडिपेंडेंस हिस्ट्री, बट मुझे नहीं पता था कि नीरा आर्या जी एक ऐसी फ्रीडम फाइटर, और दुर्भाग्यवश उनका नाम किसी को पता ही नहीं. ये सबसे ज़्यादा मेरे लिए हैरानी नहीं कहूँगा, दुख की बात थी कि एक ऐसी वुमेन जिनका इतना एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट रोल रहा, वो भी नाना दादा नेताजी सुभाष चंद्र बोस के साथ, और उनका नाम कहीं नहीं आता. जब हम भारत के इतिहास की बात करते हैं, भारत की वीरांगनाओं की भी बात करते हैं, उनका नाम कहीं नहीं आता. और आई थिंक पहली बुक है जिसमें मैंने उनका नाम आपके वजह से सुना. नीरा आर्या जी के बारे में अगर आप हमारे ऑडियंस को कुछ बताएं.
बिल्कुल. देखिए, जैसा मैंने कहा था कि इसमें बहुत सारी ऐसी लेडीज़ हैं, फीमेल्स हैं, जिनके बारे में हमने सुना ही नहीं है, और अगर गलती से सुन भी लिया है तो एक्चुअली में उन्होंने क्या किया है ये लोगों को नहीं पता है.
राइट.
तो उसमें से देयर इज़ वन नेम नीरा आर्या. आई न्यू अबाउट हर, मैंने इनके बारे में कहीं पढ़ा था, बट अनफॉर्चुनेटली इनके बारे में लोगों को पता नहीं है. ये जो रिकग्निशन डिजर्व करती थी वो हमारे टेक्स्ट बुक में इनको नहीं दिया गया. सो बेसिकली नीरा आर्या वॉज अ फ्रीडम फाइटर. शी वॉज अ क्लोज एसोसिएट ऑफ नेताजी सुभाष चंद्र बोस. और उन्होंने नेताजी की जान बचाने के लिए, शी वॉज वन ऑफ द स्पाई एंड शी इज कॉल्ड द फर्स्ट फीमेल स्पाई ऑफ इंडियन नेशनल आर्मी. उन्होंने नेताजी की जान बचाने के लिए अपने पति को, जो कि ब्रिटिश सरकार में एक यू कैन से एक स्पाई था, CID था, ऑफिसर था, and who was completely against the revolutionaries, especially the people who were ready to that we call Garam Dal and Naram Dal. So especially those kind of krantikari or revolutionary के against था. So she killed her husband to save the life of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, and she went through Kala Pani ka punishment, and the kind of torture that she went through would bring tears to the eyes of people.
Of course.
The jailer, the British people, tried to chop off her breast, and then they tortured her mercilessly. She went through all these things. Unfortunately, वो जिंदा रही. उनसे कहा गया कि आप नेताजी के बारे में बताओ, हमें इन्फॉर्मेशन दो. बट शी टोल्ड कि नेताजी तो सबको पता है कि he died in a plane crash. She kept very steady on her. She was very steady on her stand. They tried to torture and extort information, but she remained loyal to her cause, to her motherland. And unfortunately, when she came out of the jail, unfortunately, she was not given the due recognition. उन्होंने इतना कुछ झेला. भगत सिंह के साथ भी उन्होंने मिलके उनसे इंस्पिरेशन ली, उनके साथ काम किया, बट शी नेवर गॉट दैट ड्यू. सबसे जो बुरी बात ये है कि after, like during her last stages of her life, she didn't even have a proper home to live in. वो झोपड़ी में रहती थी, फूल बेच करके she used to live her life. So she died not very, I think a decade and a half back.
I think 1998 आपने mention करा था जी.
So she died then, and still no one recognized her. Media, government, successive government came, no one recognized her. So this is something really very, tears my heart apart. And she deserves recognition. She deserves documentaries, films. Correct. She deserves a place in our textbooks so that our people should know, the children should know about her. So I got to meet the family who did her last rites. They live in Delhi only. So I interacted with them. They are like fighting for her cause. They have built a memorial also in the name of Neera Arya, who is from Bagpat district near Meerut. So I have been lucky to visit all these things. And I hope Neera Arya को उनका जो due recognition है, at least इस book को पढ़ के लोगों को कुछ और पता चले, and they should talk more and more about Neera Arya, the great revolutionary.
Of course, that's very sad. She lived for 51 years in independent India, but I think it's now more than 75 years, and perhaps for the first time, I think people would get to know about her through your book. So, Kamini, 20 women all excelled in their fields, very different timelines, very different careers. दो बातें मैंने एक और नोटिस करी. एक तो जैसे टाइम लाइन की हमने बात करी, तो अक्सर हमारी सोसाइटी में कहा जाता है कि वुमेन आर रेलीगेटेड टू द बैक बर्नर, उनको वो स्टेटस नहीं मिलता. इक्वालिटी की हम बात करते हैं, बट हम देख रहे हैं कि बहुत से टाइम से देयर वर वुमेन हु ब्रोक द स्टीरियोटाइप्स. एक्सेप्ट मुझे लगता है जब उन्होंने स्टीरियोटाइप्स ब्रेक करे तो उन्होंने अपने ऊपर लेबल नहीं लगाया कि मैंने स्टीरियोटाइप ब्रेक करा, मैंने जो ठीक लगा वो करा. आनंदीबाई जोशी वन द फर्स्ट वुमेन डॉक्टर्स, और उस टाइम डॉक्टर बनी जब इवन इन द वेस्टर्न कंट्रीज वुमेन के एजुकेशन को इतना प्रमोट नहीं किया जाता था. शी बिकम अ डॉक्टर इन द एंड टुवर्ड्स द एंड ऑफ 19th century. आउट ऑफ द 20, जैसे सभी का हमने एक चीज़ कॉमन है कि दे ब्रोक स्टीरियोटाइप्स. आपको सबसे इंस्पायरिंग स्टोरी इसमें से कौन सी लगी?
So it is very difficult to decide inspiring कौन है, because every woman has their own like contribution. सबके अपने challenges होते हैं. Patriarchal mindset वाली society से fight करके किसी एक अलग field में आप अपना सारे फील्ड अपने अपने समय में एक अलग ही वो challenges face लाते हैं. So it is very difficult to say. I would name a couple of women whom I met also, like say Bachendri Pal. Bachendri Pal, see, I took her interview, I met her also, and she is a super inspirational lady. So what she said in her interview कि देखो लोग मुझे जानते हैं as the first female conqueror of Mount Everest, लेकिन उसके बाद की कहानी लोग जानते ही नहीं है. मैंने उसके बाद जितना कुछ किया है उसे लोगों के सामने लाया ही नहीं गया है. तो शी wanted me to write about that story also कि उन्होंने उसके बाद क्या किया है. And she has great contribution to the society. वो आज भी trekking and cause for the cause of mountaineering, she has been working on,
Yes.
inspiring people. She has kept many orphans. She has brought up orphan children, and she has been involved in cleaning the Ganges, and like she has done a lot of such work. So it was important to bring her life journey, and she's still working for the cause.
Right.
So she is one of the inspiring women. And then there is another woman whom I have met. She's in Bombay, and she has a very inspiring life journey. वो है भारत की पहली महिला प्राइवेट डिटेक्टिव रजनी पंडित. तो रजनी पंडित has solved more than 80,000 cases.
Okay.
मतलब यूजुअली लोग डिटेक्टिव के बारे में ही नहीं जानते.
Right.
अच्छा, डिटेक्टिव शर्लॉक होम्स, व्योमकेश
हम
बख्शी
एक फिक्शनल कैरेक्टर के तौर पर ही देखते हैं
होता
detective को,
है,
बिल्कुल.
बट रियल लाइफ डिटेक्टिव के बारे में कोई नहीं जानता. फॉरगेट मेल फीमेल, कुछ कोई डिटेक्टिव ही नहीं जानते. बट देयर इज वन लेडी, शी इज इन हर 60s एंड स्टिल गोइंग वेरी स्ट्रांग. शी हैज अ ओन डिटेक्टिव एजेंसी. तो उन्होंने 80,000 से ज़्यादा केस सॉल्व किए हैं, जिसमें से वेरी सेंसेशनल डबल मर्डर मिस्ट्री का केस है. आई वोंट रिवील मोर, मे बी पीपल कैन रीड द बुक. सो शी हैज़ अ वेरी इंस्पायरिंग जर्नी. And she never got married again because of her work and all. She says, I am married to my work. So that is the dedication that she has. So I would say कि no career is a man's club. That is what she said. There is nothing like boys club or man's club. Anyone who is passionate about anything can definitely do.
Yes.
So she was, and then yet another lady, India's first stunt woman.
Right.
तो यूजुअली जब हम स्टंट की बात करते हैं, फिल्मों में एक्शन सीन्स के बारे में बात करते हैं, तो हमें लगता है मेल ही तो करते होंगे. मेल वुड बी डूइंग द एक्शन. एंड यूजुअली एक जमाना था जब फीमेल के स्टंट भी बॉडी डबल मेल ही हुआ करते थे. उनको फीमेल अटायर में ड्रेस करके दे यूज टू डू. बट देन दिस लेडी, इंडियाज फर्स्ट फीमेल stunt worker, stunt woman, is Reshma Pathan. And she has done stunt in more than 500 films. And she is also known as Sholay girl.
Right.
आपने वो शोले मूवी में, द आइकॉनिक बॉलीवुड मूवी, जिसमें हेमा मालिनी टांगा चला रही है, एंड शी डज एन एक्शन सीन. शी सेज, चल धन्नो आज तेरी बसंती की इज्जत का सवाल है. तो वो टांगे का पहिया खुल के गिर जाता है, एंड देन शी डज सम एक्शन सीन. सो बेसिकली शी इज नॉट हेमा मालिनी, शी इज रेशमा पठान. So these are all women are very inspiring. Right. And she just turned 70 last year, Reshma Pathan. And I asked her कि मैम आप अभी भी स्टंट कर रहे हो, because she is still busy in web series and all. तो आप अभी भी स्टंट कर रहे हो? तो her reply was कि तो बूढ़े लोगों का स्टंट कौन करेगा, मैं ही तो करूँगी. So this is how, like, she is very sweet and inspiring.
Very interesting. So I think एक जो चीज़ इस बुक से सामने आती है वो ये कि most of these entered into profession which are considered a man's domain. तो आई थिंक जो हम ग्लास सीलिंग की बात करते हैं, एक मुख्य बात ये आती है कि ग्लास सीलिंग वो ब्रेक बहुत पहले से हो रही थी, क्योंकि वो सब ऐसे प्रोफेशंस में हैं जिनको मैंस प्रोफेशन कहते हैं, और बहुत सारे एग्जांपल जैसे हैं. इससे जुड़ा हुआ एक सवाल है मेरा, जब हम आज बात करते हैं फेमिनिज्म की, वुमेन्स राइट्स की, वुमेन ब्रेकिंग ग्लास सीलिंग की, एक तरफ हम ये देखते हैं कि इसके लिए काम तो बहुत पहले से चल रहा था. वी हैड फर्स्ट वुमेन डॉक्टर, स्टंट वुमेन, और हर तरह के प्रोफेशन. इंटरेस्टिंगली इंडिया गॉट इट्स फर्स्ट वुमेन फॉरेन सर्विसेज ऑफिसर इन 1970s, फर्स्ट IPS ऑफिसर 1970, किरण बेदी जी की आपने बात करी है. तो आज जब हम फेमिनिज्म और ये वुमेन्स राइट्स और इक्वालिटी की बात करते हैं, तो इसको आप कैसे देखते हैं?
सी फेमिनिज्म को एक्चुअली आजकल आई फील बहुत नेगेटिव डायरेक्शन में लोग ले जा रहे हैं, एंड आई एम डेफिनेटली नॉट इन फेवर ऑफ दैट. फॉर मी फेमिनिज्म इज टॉकिंग अबाउट इक्वालिटी, नॉट हेटिंग मेन, नॉट स्टैंडिंग अगेंस्ट मेन. दैट एवरीबडी शुड अंडरस्टैंड दैट as we say कि behind a successful man there is a woman, then I would say behind a successful woman also there is a man. Whether he's her husband, father, brother. So it's not about hating and fighting with men. Right. It's about collaborating, working together towards a better society. So I think that is what feminism is. And all these females which I have written about, definitely they have people, they have men in their life to support them everywhere. You cannot walk solo.
Correct.
So that is what my views are. Equality, yes, but hatred towards anyone,
Right.
no.
एंड आई थिंक जो आज का फेमिनिज्म है, और फॉर दैट मैटर मैं कहूँगा बहुत सी मूवमेंट्स का यही प्रॉब्लम है कि जो ओरिजिनल पर्पस होते हैं कहीं ना कहीं वो लॉस्ट हो जाता है. बिकॉज एज ए सेट जो हम देख रहे हैं ये भी फेमिनिज्म ही है जो आपकी बुक में कैरेक्टर्स हैं, बट शायद तब लोग लेबल से इतना फैसिनेट नहीं होते थे. चंद्री पाल जी ने जो किया या जितने भी वुमेन, जो किरण बेदी जी ने जो किया, उन्होंने करा क्योंकि उनको लगा ये सही है और इसलिए हम कर रहे हैं, ना कि हम वुमेन हैं तो हम नहीं कर सकते, या अगर हम करेंगे तो एक फेमिनिस्ट टैग लगेगा और लोग हमारे काम को नहीं उस फेमिनिज्म को देखेंगे. तो कहीं ना कहीं आज लगता है एक लेबलिंग पे फोकस ज़्यादा है. और जैसा मैंने कहा, मैं सिर्फ फेमिनिस्ट मूवमेंट के लिए नहीं, मैं सभी मूवमेंट्स के लिए कहूँगा. फेमिनिज्म के नाम पे हम अनफॉर्चुनेटली बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग केसेस देखते हैं. देयर वाज अ वुमेन इन बैंगलोर जिनका हस्बैंड से डिवोर्स था. शी किल्ड हर ओन सन बिकॉज इट वॉज अ डिबेट अबाउट द कस्टडी ऑफ द किड. Unfortunately, the supporters of feminism do not raise their voices then that this is not feminism. Killing your own son or killing someone, killing your husband and running away with your lover is not feminism. So I think it's actually rare to see someone actually understanding, explaining, what feminism actually is. Coming to a latest book, The Protector, India's first female bodyguard. Now, once again, this is something which is, I have to admit, very, very man's profession. तो सुन के मेरे को भी I have to admit कि थोड़ा सा पहले अजीब भी लगा था, बट व्हेन आई रेड द बुक आई रियलाइज कि ये हो सकता है, एंड शी हैज प्रूवन दैट. वीना गुप्ता जी, द फर्स्ट फीमेल बॉडीगार्ड, प्लीज टेल हर अ बिट अबाउट दैट.
Okay, first I'll tell you the background how this happened. So when I was writing this book, Dare to Shine, which came last year, तो उसमें there were actually 21 women and Veena Gupta was one of them.
Okay.
So I had been researching about female bodyguard for my fiction book काफी पहले, when I was writing a series, Love and Duty series, where female from different profession are leading the plot and all. तो उसमें I had written about a fictional character, female bodyguard. तो तभी मैंने सोचा था कि is there something इंडिया में भी ऐसा कुछ है क्या, फीमेल बॉडीगार्ड कोई है ऐसी. तो आई स्टार्टेड रिसर्चिंग अबाउट दैट एंड द वेरी फर्स्ट नेम दैट आई केम ऑन इंटरनेट on Google was Veena Gupta, the sari-clad India's first female bodyguard. That is when I got to know about her. Then I started researching. फिर जब Dare to Shine we decided to write, she was one of the, I put her as one of the women achievers.
Okay.
Yeah. So when I went to her, Veena Gupta, her office is in Gurgaon.
Okay.
And I went to take her interview. I took an appointment. I took her interview. I was like mesmerized. I mean, her life has lot of things to say, I mean, to bring out in public for the people to know. तो आई थॉट कि इनकी इतनी अच्छी लाइफ जर्नी, सच थ्रिलिंग, एक्शन पैक, मैं एक चैप्टर में कैसे अकोमोडेट करूँगी. दिस इज व्हाट आई टोल्ड माय पब्लिशर. सो दे सपोर्टेड मी एंड दे ओनली सजेस्टेड दिस आइडिया, व्हाई नॉट bring a separate book on Veena Gupta, because definitely this is something very interesting, very inspiring that people should know. So that is how I like this, The Protector, which is the life journey of India's first female bodyguard, Veena Gupta, happened. So I worked with her, took her interviews, we sat together, we interacted for 1 continuous years. Okay. And then this book is out. So Veena Gupta is my co-author in this book. Right. She is the narrator I have written. Right. So this is a kind of autobiography, you can say. So she has a very action-packed life, and she says, I am a woman who protects men.
Right.
So ऐसा मत सोचो कि बॉडीगार्ड का यूजुअली क्या होता है ना, when we talk of this word bodyguard, यूजुअली हमारे माइंड में एक ब्लैक कोट पहने हुए, ब्लैक गॉगल्स लगाए हुए, एक वेल बिल्ट मैन की तस्वीर हमारे सामने आती है. बट व्हाट वीना सेज कि protection work, bodyguard work is not about physical strength.
Exactly.
It is about mental alertness. Yes. It is about your intelligence. Because the moment a bodyguard has to take out his gun or come into action, the very purpose of being bodyguard is defeated. So basically a protection officer has to mitigate the risk and protect the client. और वीना गुप्ता का कहना है कि देखो, being a female, obviously it was very challenging to get into this man's business, profession. So she definitely faced hell lot of problem, but it was her passion. वो बचपन से ही tomboy थी. तो she was like, she was protecting her own siblings, the girls in the society, the men in the society, everyone. So she had a different attitude right from the very beginning. So she says कि I am ready to face whatever challenge it's there. Because I feel that is my passion और
Right.
मैं उसको करूँगी. And now she is a renowned name internationally. She has her own agency, protection agency. She has a lot of other people working with her. And she is now become famous as Sari Clad Bodyguard.
Sari Clad Bodyguard.
So this is her inspiring, and she has very interesting cases, where she has given the security to a famous criminal lawyer,
Right.
and to protected upcoming Bollywood actress in a very sensational way.
Right.
So she has very interesting, work assignments to her credit, and she is still going very strong.
So regarding a protector, as we are discussing, so Veena Gupta ji, I think one of the things I had in mind was that this is a career which is not a conventional career by any means. मतलब it's not about women or men, even men भी कोई एक ऐसा common career नहीं है कि many people take it. How difficult it would have been for her in a career which is anyway not a conventional career? Did she have to struggle initially to convince actually someone to do what she is doing? And now as she is running a firm, so of course she has gone a lot, she has succeeded in that. But उनका initial phase कैसा रहा especially उसके बारे में आप कुछ बताइए.
सी इनिशियली तो उनको बहुत स्ट्रगल करना
Right.
पड़ा था. पहले तो फैमिली ही नहीं समझ पा रही थी कि ये
Exactly.
कर क्या रहे हैं.
Right.
बिकॉज बॉडीगार्ड नाम सुन के ही लाइक पहले तो फीमेल कैसे बॉडीगार्ड
Right.
बनेगी. मेल के ही बारे में लोग इमेजिन नहीं कर सकते हैं कि इज दैट अ करियर ऑल्सो.
Exactly.
करियर मीन्स डॉक्टर, इंजीनियर, लॉयर,
Yes.
दिस दैट, बट डेफिनेटली नॉट बॉडीगार्ड.
Right.
So Veena was, a revolutionary kind of rebel
Right.
kind of person from the very beginning. तो she got a break in a security company. वहां से उन्होंने शुरू किया, but not definitely as a hardcore bodyguard.
Right.
तो into like understanding the security things and all. लेकिन धीरे धीरे she transitioned. वहां से उन्होंने as a protection officer उन्होंने शुरू किया. But what she told कि people would not believe. The client himself would not believe, because when her profile would be sent to, bodyguard, be
Yeah.
a bodyguard to that
Right.
person, a protection officer, the client would be, not convinced कि how can a female protect a man?
Yes.
But still, when it started, Veena narrated an incident. It was he was a foreign client. He came from US to India, and he wanted a bodyguard. So to protect him till the time he was there in India. So when Veena went with a convoy of car and everything, all her team, the man was looking at her. Ki, where is my bodyguard? He
Right.
thought that she might be a lady who is managing things.
Yes.
So Veena said, I am your bodyguard, sir. So that person kept looking at her, for a couple of seconds. Ki, you are my bodyguard. He was not convinced, because
Right.
Veena is, first of all, she is a female. Soft looking female, not a very great height. So it becomes very difficult for that client. Initially it became very difficult to actually get convinced that she is the one who can protect her.
Right.
But slowly, when she showed her abilities, her strength in this field, and the way she did, it was like she started getting appreciations, from different clients, and then they became her loyal clients. कि मैं जब भी इंडिया में आऊंगा, she is the one who is going to protect me. So one benefit that she always got, and she tells everyone कि मुझे female होने का ही बहुत फायदा मिला है. बॉडीगार्ड को बॉडीगार्ड की तरह दिखना नहीं चाहिए. It is important for the bodyguard to gel into public. And being a female, she easily gels with the public.
Right.
No one can get to know that she is actually protecting her client. So that becomes a big plus point. And plus, since she is a female, she looks after other things also. Like, she has a different, sixth sense. We say that female has a different sixth sense.
Yes.
So she is like, she goes, overboard, and to protect her client and manage all other very small things,
Yes.
which maybe cannot come into the minds of males. So that is how she started. But yes, her journey was definitely, for the initial years, it was very difficult.
Mhm.
But when she established herself in the protection business, she became a renowned bodyguard. She ventured into the firefighting business as well, which is again a very male dominated
Yes.
area. So fire security and firefighting business. So there, when she used to go to a raw site, people would say, "Arey madam, आप यहाँ पे क्यों आ रहे?" They would not know she is the person who is going
आप
to set
perceive
up.
ही नहीं कर सकते उस तरह
नहीं
से
कर
actually.
सकते हैं, and many a time she would wear साड़ी very gracefully and then get to the site.
Right.
अरे मैडम आप कहाँ जा रहे हो, साड़ी पहन के आप गिर जाओगे, ये हो जाएगा. She would say, "Move, let me do my work."
Right.
That would be her answer. And being a female, definitely she faced a lot of other challenges. Some people would say, "Acha, should I save your name as Veena Fire?" So she would have a very, very strong reply. वीना अगर फायर है तो वीना फायर को एक्सटिंग्विश करना भी जानती है. So this is how she used to take, such comments. So she faced a lot of problem, and then many people who would not understand what bodyguard is. They would say, "अच्छा तुम escort हो." I mean, the specific word they would use just to demean her because they won't understand. तुम escort हो. Then she had to face all these things, but slowly and gradually, when she became popular, people got to know कि क्या होता है bodyguard. So this is basically a protection business.
Right.
And in a more sophisticated way, international terms, what we use for it is executive protection, close protection.
Right.
Bodyguard is just a layman's language.
Layman's term, exactly.
Yeah, so it is executive protection, and she has actually made people aware of this profession. Right. So yes, hats off to her.
Definitely, because I think bodyguard से वही एक image आता है, someone with big biceps coming with a tight t-shirt, wearing a sophisticated suit and black glasses, and protecting some VIP.
Yeah.
So I think definitely when you read the book, you realize कि actually bodyguard security business अपने आप में क्या है. It's not only.
And another thing to add, many people confuse bodyguard with bouncer.
Yes.
Bouncer is completely different, and bodyguard is completely different. So bodyguard won't come into action, with gun and all. Right. Bodyguard's main work is to mitigate the risk. वो नौबत ही नहीं आने देनी है कि जब आपको action में आना पड़े. So that is what Veena Gupta's philosophy is, and that has taken her, to be a renowned name internationally.
Absolutely. Right. You've written different genres, as I said, intense romance, biographical accounts. When can we expect a next book, and will it be a different genre again, or how it will be?
So I'm working on my next book, and this is going to be very different from all my books. Okay. So as I said, that the USP of all my books has been a female-centric character, but now this is going to change. I am writing a military non-fiction.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, so I'm working on it. Maybe by next year, people will be,
You are in the process of writing. So if you can explain how different it is in terms of researching, getting information and writing, because
very different. Yeah, because see, I'm not from a military background, so definitely, but that is again, that passion drives everything. So yes, it is risky researching about the things, getting to know people, and I have been traveling a lot for that also, meeting the concerned people. I can't reveal more on that, but yes, it is definitely, the research is completely different. It's more of a primary research on the site.
On the site, yes.
It's not just about taking up females interview like I have done in other books. It is about exploring things, finding the things that those are hidden maybe. So completely different.
So you write on different topics and genres. How receptive do you think the publishers or the readers are when the same person writes on completely different? Because there are writers जो एक ही genre में लिखते हैं. They may be writing history, they may be writing thrillers, and anything. How do you see this? How is the response of publishers and the readers for whom you write?
See, actually, I haven't ventured into multiple genres as of now. See, my books have been either fiction, non-fiction. In fiction, I have written romance only. A different version of romance, romantic thriller, erotic content. So they all have been same, more or less under romance only. So in non-fiction, yes, I'm just taking a different, thing now. It is not going to be a female thing, female centric. But there are a couple of subjects which is very close to my heart. One, obviously, as I said, women-centric thing, and other is nationalism.
Right.
So anything that is, if I get a good subject, if I want to write about it, whether it is women-centric or nationalism, I will definitely write. Right. And even if you read my books, the other books, say Dare to Shine, you will find that touch of nationalism in that. So for me, that is not different. I will write with the same passion. And if a book is written with a passion, I think it will be received well by the readers.
Right. So there I have an interesting question. You say you write with passion. But when an author actually writes, sometimes especially publisher, they have to look at the commercial consideration also. So right now we have certain genres doing extremely well. History writing, for example, is doing well. Then the genre later mythology. So mythological fiction is again doing well. How difficult it is for an author to actually stick to, what they think they want to write, they are passionate about, when there is a definite commercial consideration. How difficult or easy it is to follow your passion at that point in time. So your genre may not be the genre of choice during that period of time. So how do you see that?
See, it is indeed very difficult. But again, I would say if you are a seasoned writer,
Right.
if you have writing is your passion, and if you have that patience, then definitely your pen can, do magic to different genres. And obviously, since there are a lot of genres, you pick up a genre which is commercially viable also, where the books is commercially viable. And I think there are ample, work still to be done in,
Yes.
in India. So as such, I didn't face any problem, transitioning from fiction to non-fiction, or from romance to non-fiction, or even in non-fiction from one genre to another. I didn't face any problem because I feel good when I write. Something which I'm writing from my heart and the subject is close to my
Yes.
heart, I don't find any difficulty in this. So I think yes, commercial aspect को तो ध्यान में रखना होता ही है, but at the same time आप वो subject choose करो, commercially
Right.
viable subject जो कि आपको अच्छा लगता हो.
लगे.
So I think everything works out, and with time definitely a writer also has to change. If technology changes, IT में क्या होता है, टेक्नोलॉजी आप अगर चेंज अडेप्ट नहीं करोगे तो यू विल बी आउट ऑफ द रेस.
Correct.
सो सेम गोज फॉर अ राइटर ऑल्सो. यू हैव टू ट्रांजिशन विद द चेंजिंग टाइम.
Right.
So that is how it goes.
So Kamini, last question is, what have you learned in we are close to a decade in writing now. What has been your biggest learning so far in this decade? And what advice would you like to give to future writers?
See, every book is a learning from me, whether it is fiction or non-fiction, writing journey, of course, and after book is released, the feedback that I get from my readers, that adds to my learning actually, because readers are the one who make a writer. So
Absolutely.
learning to hai, definitely learning in terms of publishing, learning in terms of promotion, learning in terms of my own writing, learning goes on. And as far as the aspiring and the budding writers are concerned, मैं तो यही बोलूँगी कि आप वो लिखो जो आपको पसंद हो. ये नहीं कि अगेन कॉमर्शियल एस्पेक्ट डेफिनेटली यू हैव टू कीप इन माइंड. ये नहीं कि अगर हिस्टोरिकल फिक्शन कोई लिख के बेस्ट सेलर हो गया है तो मैं भी वही लिखूं. नहीं, आप वो लिखो जो आपके दिल से आ रहा है, बिकॉज तभी आप जस्टिस कर पाओगे आपकी राइटिंग में. और हर जॉनर का एक स्पेसिफिक रीडर है. सेट ऑफ रीडर्स आर ऑलवेज देयर. यू विल फाइंड अ सेट ऑफ रीडर्स फॉर योरसेल्फ इफ you have genuinely done justice to your writing.
Right.
So yeah.
I think that's a very important point कि हर genre का एक reader है, and I think success lies in whether you are able to reach that reader or not. Kamini, it was a pleasure talking to you. I have thoroughly enjoyed reading all your books, and I wish you all the best for your upcoming books.
Thank you.